Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So last video we pulled the head from this B18 and yeah, did a little how-to for you guys. So just a helpful video if anybody needs to change their head gasket ever or head studs. Normally, like if you're gonna, or you want to do head work and you send your head in somewhere to get worked on and you don't want to pull your whole motor. So that's how you do it. Anyways, there's still a ton of stuff to do to get this motor out of the engine bay. I guess today I'm gonna start attacking this intake manifold, get this intake manifold out of the engine bay. I guess the goal for the video is to drop the block. We're gonna drop the block in this video. So like, comment, subscribe. All right, so here's where we left off. Yeah, obviously head's gone. So yeah, I want to drop the block next, but we need to get all this stuff out of here too, like, because if I drop the block, then the intake manifold is gonna fall on it. So yeah, right now I'm just assessing where, like, what part I want to attack first. I think there's only just a couple of hoses, honestly, that are holding the intake manifold still into the engine bay. So yeah, let me just go ahead and start. All right, so it looks like there's just a couple things that are hooked up to our intake manifold. So one of them being this is the fuel return line. I'm pretty sure this is fuel return line. I can't remember, honestly. I think that's fuel return line and this is fuel feed line. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. I have to remember. Anyways, so, but we're connected right here, so we'll get this hose disconnected. So these are called like banjo connectors or something like that. Okay guys, so yeah, the main thing that I'm trying to remove right now is the fuel filter. So, which this could be helpful too if you're like, if you ever need to replace your fuel filter. Since this is an older chassis, the EF has like this older style kind of screw right here. Basically, this is like a pressure relief kind of thing. But be sure to, whenever you are, if you ever do need to remove a hose from a fuel filter or do anything with the fuel filter, you need to relieve the pressure within the line. Because if not, when you bust it, crack it open, you're gonna get like fuel sprayed like all over you. So you can relieve it. There's two spots to relieve the pressure. So if you have an older style, it has the screws, so you already relieve the pressure on it, and then you gotta do it. The easiest way too is to pop the gas thingy open, which I already did, and there was a ton of gas, like built up gas that came out. So like built up like air pressure. Since I'm removing this, I'm just gonna take this completely off. Since I'm removing it. So the next thing is, it's weird. So we have to take this bolt off, but like, as you can see, this moves. So it's like, you got to figure out like a way to like get leverage. So, all right, so here's our little setup here. I'll try this out. So I have our C channel clips, or these channel locks here to brace for us so we can bust this loose. So let's see. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Easy. Oh, I love it. But yeah, these are those banjos. I call them banjos. I don't know. Pretty neat though, like the little invention, kind of clever. Banjo. There we go. Oops, dropped the washing. All right, so let's go ahead and just run that back. Why not? Get this other one off. Perfect. Oops. Lost the washer. Lost the washer! Okay, so now we'll disconnect our injectors. There's like this little metal clip that holds the harness part onto it. You just push it to the side, and then this part should just pop up. All right, so clips for the fuel rail are loose. Okay, so generally, you wouldn't want your intake manifold sitting on the deck of your block. So I don't care if people judge me for this, but I'm not using this block. So not now, at least. It needs to be machined. So now I'm just disconnecting our wiring for our IAC back here. And then I think we're fully loose. I can pick this up. Yep, there we go. All right, so let's address what we have left wiring wise. Because like the main thing the main thing that I was talking about too in these videos is wiring. So I want to be very specific. The wiring can be a lot easier than what it seems. Anyways, so what's left that's connected to the harness? So we have our speed sensor, which I'm pretty sure I can just pull this off. I don't want to break that though. I gotta figure out how to take that off correctly because I don't want to break that. Yeah, so pretty sure that's our speed sensor. Okay, and then we have temp, water temp. We also have alternator, and then charge harness for the alternator. And I think that's it. Oh, starter. Yeah, starter. And then that's it. Okay, so after further inspection of this janky harness that I did not make, somebody has made a jumper right here so they don't have to disconnect that. So I'm just gonna pull it from this jumper, which by no means this is gonna be the same thing on all setup. Like this harness has been ran through. Like I'm not using this harness, I'm getting a harness made. So yeah, and this is exactly why. So I'm just gonna disconnect this, and then maybe one day I can make a video on what to do with that. Okay, so at this point, I'm just taking the time to kind of get to know this harness a little bit better, to like see what's going on with it. Like just viewing like what for sure needs to be disconnected. So there's like this little clip right here connected to the harness that needs to come out for sure. That's the starter. And then I'm still debating. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off too. There's just a bolt behind it. I'm not sure what size that is, but it shouldn't be hard to get to. All right, so just a 12. knock it loose. There we go. Okay, so next up will be our coolant temp gauge sensor. And you just pull it off. That one's really easy. And then next after that is, so here's our alternator. And then the charge harness for the alternator, which that looks like a 10. So let me grab my wrench real quick. And yeah, just that's it. All right, so that's it. It's official. There's no wiring at all connected to the block at this point. So yeah, the next stage is we need to drop the block. We totally need to drop the block so we can start addressing all that. So yeah, let's see what time it is. All right, guys, so the next things that we need to do to drop this block is we need to start working on pulling our axles. So obviously we have one on each side, but they disconnect in a different way on either side. Okay, so yeah, obviously we need to take the wheel off. So I'm gonna set y'all up on a tripod and start that process. Okay, so for this application, our lug nut should be a 19. So okay, guys, so here's our wheel hub set up here. So normally, just kind of looking at this one, normally this is like dented in, so, but looking at this one's not that bad. Like somebody didn't dent it in all the way, so it shouldn't be too bad to knock loose. I'm actually gonna have to reposition you guys real quick. Okay, there we go. So that's a better angle to give me more leverage. And let's see if I can't get this to knock out some. God, light's falling. Even though this one's not like, wasn't hammered in too deep, I'm still wanting to get in there and try and push it out some. Just makes life easier later. Okay, so you're gonna want to get your big boy impact wrench. So this is a 32. So if you don't have an impact, you'll have to use a breaker bar, and then you'll have to get a socket too. You can't do this without the socket. So okay, let's see if I can bust this loose. Yep, there we go. Easy peasy. Okay, 17. Okay guys, so it was really hard to film this part and do it at the same time, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna try and set y'all up on the other side of the car and go through it once more and how I split the lower control arm from the ball joint here. But anyways, now I should be able to slide the axle out. Okay, so what I had to do is like you kind of push the spindle like up into the side and this should fall out, if that makes sense. I'm also using my floor jack to help hold this up while I pull the axle from the actual transmission. So yeah, sorry I didn't really film too much of it, the process. I'm gonna try and do it on the other side though, for sure. Okay, so we got the axle out. Yeah, I'll show you guys how to do that on the other side, I promise. I just got off of work and I just wanted to wrench on the car, honestly. So, but yeah, we'll run through it. All right, y'all, so we gotta get the tire off. I'm in an extra sketchy spot, so bear with me. I have glass like right behind me. All right, guys, so now we need to separate our lower control arm from the spindle. So down here, so yeah, well, we just took that crown bolt from. I have a specific tool to help me split it. This is a huge help. Like, this tool is awesome. It's only 20 bucks at Harbor Freight. And a lot of times, like, Harbor Freight is always having sales. So you could stroll in there and find a coupon online and get 15-20% off. So, you know, get it less than 20 bucks. Like, I don't know, if you're gonna work on Hondas or any cars at that, and you're gonna work on suspension, like, invest in these specialty tools because it just makes life so much easier. Okay, guys, so I want y'all to check this out. Another tool that you can use, and I always use this tool first because it helps sort of make a gap between the spindle and like the lower control arm. And it's like, these tools are literally called ball joint splitters. So this one kind of looks like a pitchfork, honestly. So yeah, you just kind of jam it in there. And a lot of times, like, that bushing is gonna be like really like it's gonna be like sealed almost to the metal because of the age. But yeah, the way this tool works is here, let me pull away with the camera, and you just hit it like that. Obviously, like, if I wasn't filming, you hold it with this hand right here, and I mean, be sure you don't hit yourself. I wear gloves when I work on the suspension normally, but yeah, so you hold it with one hand and then have your hammer and just hit it in. And sometimes the initial shock of that hit will loosen it. And I was able to break it loose just with this. I didn't have to bust out that tool. So I had to use that tool on the other side, but I didn't film the other side. I should have filmed the other side. All right, guys, so I guess we're just gonna move forward with taking the axles off. So I want y'all to see this trick here, this motion. You just gonna pull up and then to the side. You pull to this side or the other side, and then the axle will come right out. Now I'm just like trying to push the axle away from the fork. Yeah, I'm struggling, obviously. Okay. So now you take something like this, pry bar or whatever, and then you pry it out from here. Let me see if I can set y'all up and give y'all an angle. Okay, guys. So people tend to complicate this a little bit, but it's not too hard. You just get a pry bar and you just go right here and just gently. You see how, as I like wiggle this back and forth, the axle is sliding out from the intermediate shaft. Okay, so I might have to do it off camera because I have to position the camera in a different way to get leverage to push this out. But you get the idea. Okay, axle's out, guys. Axle is out. Axle's out. What movie is that from? Let me know. All right, guys. So this is my setup that I have to get ready to drop the block. I don't suggest you do this. I'm doing this because I don't want to rely on anybody else right now for help. I can't rely on anybody else for help. I don't got anybody to help me, but I need to move forward with this build. So, yeah. I mean, you can see what's going on here. I'm gonna disconnect the motor mounts and then hope that this drops gracefully on these tires. I might put a second one over here on this side. Anyways. Oh yeah, so the next thing that we gotta do in order to drop the block is I still need to disconnect the shift linkage. Our shift linkage is right there. So let me get underneath here. Let me position myself underneath here and show you guys how to disconnect this shift linkage. All right, guys. So the way that I'm removing this, I'm gonna try and just remove it from here, just because it's easier. Normally, you're supposed to. Most people release it from the bitch pin, or I mean, most people release it from the B pin. They call it the B pin. I don't know why it's called what it's called, but oh dang it. Okay, hold on. Let me set myself up here better. I need something to hold this bolt on this side. Okay, so I think I found the right size bolt and Allen head. Whoever had this car before me decided to use not metric, standard. Yeah, so they used standard. So they used a 1/2 bolt with an Allen head on the other side. And the Allen head was not in metric, it was in standard. So yeah, this is just another perfect example of like so many things on this car. Like the dude just put the car together really quickly and wanted to get rid of it. And yeah, that's why we're here rebuilding this. Okay, so this part's disconnected. Like I was saying, I don't know, I guess this is what Innovative gave with the kit. I don't even know. Anyways, okay, so this part's detached. Next, there's a bolt here that needs to be detached. I just don't know the size. Let me see. Oh, well, look there. It might be the same size as this that I have on here. Let me see. No, that's way too loose. Really? Is that only held on by a 10? All right, y'all. So there is a 12mm bolt right here that connects the shift linkage to the transmission that needs to be released. So we'll go ahead and knock that loose. If you've sprayed PV Blaster on this, close your eyes or don't look. Bro, is that on there? This thing's wobbling. There we go. Easy peasy. Whoa. And like that, no more shift linkage. Put that to the side. So yeah, normally a lot of people come in here and take the bitch pin out, the B pin. Normally a lot of people will detach it this way with the B pin, but I opted out for the easy way right now. Because it don't matter, it's not going back in anytime soon. Okay guys, I was thinking, I think I'm gonna take the thermostat off, or at least take some of these hoses away. There's still something that needs to be disconnected right here. There's like a ground on the thermostat, I'm pretty sure. And then the thermostat is also still connected right here. So, yeah. You know, just double checking everything before we go ahead and send this motor to fall into the ground. So it looks like we got a 10 right here. And I'm pretty sure that's just a ground. Okay, so now we're looking completely free with our harness. Let's see. Gosh, dude, there's so much botched stuff on this car. So annoying. Okay, so we got a bolt right here for the housing, which this one for some reason is an 11. I don't know if it's normally an 11 or not. I can't remember. I don't think it's supposed to be an 11. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a 10. I guess it really doesn't matter too much, but. I should have known that water was gonna fall out of that. It's all right. Ooh, this water's nasty. Okay, so thermostat is out. All the wires that were connected to the thermostat are out. So, okay, so what's next is our motor mounts. So we need to address our motor mounts. So we have the T bracket back here. They always call it, I think it's called a T bracket. Well, the front's called a T bracket. I don't know. It's like a T mount because it kind of looks like a T. Anyways, so we got a couple bolts here and here. I think I'm going to loosen this one first, this mount first, and then tranny side, and then this mount. We'll see. We'll see. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I've reevaluated my plan here, and I've done 2 stories of tires just to be 100% sure. I'm also really worried that I just don't want this to fall forward and like bash this or dent anywhere. So I don't know. Let's send it, bro. So a 17 right here, and then another 17. So 17 right here, sorry, and another 17 right here for our mounts. You might have to go underneath to get that one. Okay, one bolt out. So I just want to correct you guys. I said on this side, so that's actually a fixed nut. You want to go on this side. You want to go on the side where the fixed nuts are not. So we'll go this side. That side's loose. Now we'll head over to this side. Dang, this gun's doing work. Okay, that's it, guys. We're loose. Okay, guys, so here's the aftermath. I mean, I got the block out. It was not the best way to do it. I tried to like get it to fall on the skateboard, but I didn't have good luck doing that. But yeah, I didn't have good luck doing that. So luckily the block didn't fall too hard. I had tires and stuff to brace the fall, so it wasn't too bad. Now I just need to try and flip this over and get it on the skateboard. And then the engine's out, we can move forward. That's a huge step out of the way. All right, guys, so here's where we're at. The rest of the motor has been pulled. So yeah, now it's just kind of downhill from here. yeah, we gotta strip the rest of the engine bay. All this looks like there's a lot of stuff going on still, but it's mainly just the engine harness. But yeah, almost there, almost time, dude. We're almost time to like we're almost there to start sanding. Like look at all this. Like look at this crap. Like this is why this car is getting the treatment that it's getting. All right, guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for this one. If you're enjoying the content, you want to keep up with this build, see how it goes, see where I end up with it, like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, I'd love to build a following. I'm gonna do a giveaway when we hit 500 subs. So 500 subs, I'm gonna do a $500 gift card. So yeah, tell your friends about me too if they're into Hondas.